Good morning, Divine Family. Let's, I'll share the screen of today's Avyak Murli before we begin. Om Shanti, Bijit Bhai, is the screen visible?
Yes,
Is it-
Mumbai, it is visible.
Thank you, Baba. So today we have a very beautiful Murli, which talks about, how to finish tiredness of the mind and the body. When the mind is tired, the body also becomes tired. So how to finish this by doing service, how to service and remembrance, how to, and that's the key is through powerful various techniques are brought in today only. Title of the way to finish tiredness of the mind and the body is to have powerful memories. शक्ति का याद तन की थकान दूर करने का उपाय and this Murli is dated Avyak Murli dated 20th February 1988. So let's be seated in the seat of powerful remembrance. I, the soul, having all relationships with the one Supreme Father, the unlimited relationships with unlimited experiences and unlimited attainments, unlimited treasures, timeless, matterless, beyond time and matter, all relationships with the One, experiencing all attainments, elevated feelings, elevated thoughts, only for the One. In this seat of powerful remembrance, let's listen to this Murli with attention, not only with the ears but also with attention. The title is The Way to Finish Tiredness of the Mind and the Body is to have powerful remembrance. Today, the Father, the resident of the faraway land, has come to meet his children who are residents of the eternal land, residents of the original land, as well as those who are living abroad for the sake of service. Those who are living abroad, Baba calls them double foreigners. Foreigners. One, they are away from the sweet home, that's Paramdham. And second, two, they are away from Madhuban, this another sweet home. Both ways they are double foreigners that way. Baba calls them double foreigners. Now Baba says, Bab Dada knows that you are my long lost and now found, specially beloved children, and that you are residents of the eternal land, the supreme abode, Anadi Lok, Brahmalok, the supreme abode, Paramdham. At the beginning of the world, when there was your original land, the land of Bharat, when it was your golden aged sovereignty, your own kingdom, which everyone calls Bharat, you were also the residents of that same Bharat. Even double foreigners were residents of the same Bharat during the original time, Adikal, that is Satyuga. You ruled in this land of Bharat with Father Brahma. For many births, you lived lives filled with happiness and peace in your own kingdom. This is why, because you were residents of the original land, you have love in your hearts for the land of Bharat, land of Bharat, the eternal, the original land where you had your own kingdom filled with happiness and peace. For 21 births, we Brahmin souls were deity souls that time. No matter how poor and dusty Bharat has become now at the end of the cycle, your land is after all your own land. You see, no? The ancestral land is always close to the heart. One rooted, deeply rooted with emotions, feelings for own land, own ancestral land. So, what is the land that belongs to all of you souls? And what is the land that you belonged to when you were in DT bodies? It was Bharat, was it not? Do you remember how many births you have lived in this land of Bharat? All of you had attained your inheritance for 21 births from the Father, and you therefore definitely have this guarantee for 21 births. Later, too, all of you souls took many other births in the land of Bharat because the souls who are close to Father Brahma, souls who are to become equal to him, will play their parts of being the ones who are worthy of worship and worshippers with Father Brahma. It is your Brahmin souls who become the first devotees of the Copper Age. You know, this is very interesting point. We Brahmin souls were the first devotees of the Copper Age. In Bhakti also, we were the first ones uh, with avabhichari bhakti, bhakti of none but one, the Supreme Father in the corporeal form. That is Shivling, Jyotirling, we call that. So Baba says that it is you Brahmin souls who become the first devotees of the Copper Age. That is another point of intoxication. So at the beginning of heaven, you were residents of this land, and you have been residents of the land of Bharat many times. This is why you have deep love for Madhuban, the alaukic world of Brahmins. Madhuban is the alaukic world of Brahmins that is to be experienced. That's why there is a deep love for Madhuban. And also in scriptures, Madhuban is often called as where Ras happened, Maharas. The gopis used to dance with the with Sri Krishna in scriptures. Though it was, we know that it's basically Shiv, incorporeal Shiv Baba. Souls, the Brahmin souls used to dance in happiness, mind used to dance, the intellect used to dance. This Madhuban is the small world, means a small world, very quality souls, full of attainments, full of happiness, full of joy, enthusiasm, zeal, elevated energy. So this Madhuban is the small world of Brahmins. So you like this world very much, do you not? You don't feel like going back from here, do you? If an order were to be given for you to become a resident of Madhuban right now, you would be happy, would you not? Or would you think, who will do service? That you should go back for service. Who will do service and that you should go back for service. Because nowadays the service is there in all centers. Every Brahmin soul is engaged in some or the other form of service, either through mansa, vacha, or karmana. So Dada is bringing this point out So if Bab Dada were to tell you to sit down here in Madhuban, would you still remember your service then? Who is the one who inspires you to do service, to follow the Father's directions and Srimad in the way that they are given, is to be a true obedient child. Bab Dada knows whether to make you sit in Madhuban or to send you on service. Brahmin children have to remain ever ready in every situation. Very important point. Brahmin souls have to remain ever ready in every situation. Remain ever ready for the direction you receive right now. Do not let the dictates of your own mind, even the slightest thought, be mixed in this. When mind also gets surrendered to the Supreme Soul, Supreme Father, then even the dictates of your own mind, even the slightest thought in deviation to the directions does not occur. So this is known as being an elevated soul who follows Srimad. You know that Bab Dada is responsible for service, do you not? Or are you responsible? You are free from this responsibility. Are you no? Are you not? Or do you have a little burden? Burden like I have to do such and such event or a function or a program. I have to do this task, etc. You don't consider all of that to be a burden, do you? Karan Karavanhar is making you do it. Karavanhar is making you do it. Only the one Father is Karavanhar, and he has been touching people's intellect and carrying out the task of world service, and he will continue to do it. He simply makes the children the instruments because those who do something will see the fruit of it. It is the children who will receive something. Father doesn't want to attain anything. So he simply makes the children instruments because he wants that children will receive the fruit of it. The father doesn't want to attain anything. He is always full. It is souls who are to receive the reward and also experience the fruit of service. This is why he makes you children instruments. You saw the task of doing service in the corporeal form, and you are now also seeing how the Father, Karavanhar, is working through Avyakt Brahma and getting the service done. This is a very important point. How, in a subtle form, Shiv Baba Shiv Baba is the Karavanhar, and he is getting the work done to the angelic body of Brahma, Avyakt Brahma. And the speciality of this Avyakt service, that is through the angelic body, Antavahak Sharir, is very intense. The speed is very intense. So whenever we want to do more work in less time, the Brahmin souls have got this powerful technique of doing service that is called the Avyakt service to Avyakt Brahma. So the one who inspires is inspiring you, and you are dancing like puppets. Very powerful point. Very powerful point. Experience it, feel it, become an embodiment that the inspiration of all the inspirers, the supreme inspiration, Shiv Baba, the powerhouse of elevated energy. powerhouse of virtues and powers. He is inspiring I, the soul, and I, the soul, through my mind and intellect, dancing like puppets, burden free, bondage free. So, this service is also like a play. Play is signified through pleasure and joy, excitement, enthusiasm, zeal. That's the speciality of a play. So, this service is also like a play. The one who inspires is inspiring you, and you, as instruments, we are just puppets or instruments, are creating a multi million fold reward with each step. Very important point. The one that is the Supreme Father, Shiva, inspires, he inspires the entire world. He is inspiring we children, and you as instruments are creating multi million fold reward with each step, whether it's thought, a word, or an action. Each step is creating a multi million fold reward. So, where is the burden now? Who has the burden? The one who is inspiring it to happen, or the one who is doing it? Now, it's a big question now. Who has the burden now? The one who is to inspire it to happen, who has got all the responsibilities with him, or the one who is just an instrument who is doing it? The Father knows that even that is not really a burden. To being an instrument is also not a burden. You refer to it as a burden, and so the Father also uses the word burden. For the Father, this burden word is not there in his dictionary. Not nor should it be in Brahmin's dictionary also. So for the Father, everything is already accomplished. That's a very powerful principle of spirituality. For the Supreme Father, the creator of all the souls, the world benefactor, everything is already accomplished. Everything is just like a drawing a line. How easy it is to draw a line. Does it feel like a big thing to draw a line? Babdada is asking, we children. So Babdada enables service to take place in this way. Service is also just as easy as drawing a line. It's the right consciousness which we need to bring in, that he is the Karavanhar and we children are mere instruments or puppets enjoying the game, enjoying the play, like a detached observer. So, service is just as easy as drawing a line. So, this consciousness, when we do service, it's a real service. It doesn't affect the internal state. Internal state of mind is always elevated in this. So, you are simply repeating everything for the sake of it. You are simply playing a game. You are simply playing a game. So, Mahabdada says further that just as the obstacles of Maya are a game, so too service is also not effort. It's not struggle, not effort, but a game. You're repeating for the sake of it. You have done unlimited times. So, by thinking in this way, this is the thought mindset Baba is bringing out. This is a mindset through which we constantly experience the refreshments in service. Huh? The service becomes a refreshment, a source of entertainment, joy, enthusiasm, zeal, pleasure, instead of getting tiredness. So, why do people play games? Not to get tired, of course. They play games to feel refreshed. No matter how big the task is, you will experience it to be like a game and feel refreshed. Beautiful mindset Baba brought out. This is something to churn. We shall churn during the churning phase of today's Murli. No matter how tiring a game may be, by considering it to be a game, there won't be any tiredness because you are playing that game with your heart in it. Now, see, that's another key point Baba brought out, that your heart and soul is there in that. There's a heart set. Baba is bringing out the what kind of feelings one should have towards the service. Service is like a game, it's a play which you are doing and getting refreshed. So, no matter how hard you have to work in a game, you feel that it is enjoyment because you are doing it with your heart. That's a checking point. Whenever we do service, we see, we check for a moment that am I doing it from my heart? Am I enjoying it or not? That is something which we shall churn also little bit. So, so you do that considering. Now Baba says further, some mundane tasks feel like a burden. Day-to-day task, for example, preparing food or you know traveling or doing going to office and coming back, spending time in the journey or something, and you feel that you have to do them for the livelihood of your body. You do that considering it to be your duty. This is why it takes effort. So when you consider it to be your duty, it brings the effort consciousness that then the tiredness comes. So whether something is physical work or intellectual work, when you consider it to be a duty, you experience tiredness because you are not doing it with happiness in your heart. You are not doing it with happiness in your heart. Whatever task you carry out with enthusiasm in your mind and with happiness, you won't feel tired doing that. You won't feel it to be a burden. Sometimes some children take on more tasks than is required. That is another aspect Baba says. Take on more tasks than is required for their service, and they therefore sometimes feel tired. Baba sees that some children maintain their enthusiasm and continue to do service tirelessly. Nevertheless, you maintained courage and are moving forward. Courage is an important part of Purusharth. Without courage, Purusharth cannot move forward, cannot. Courage is an important part. Bab is pleased to see this, but nevertheless, you must definitely keep your intellect light. This is also very important. So Bab continues to watch all the children's plans and programs while sitting in the subtle region. Each child's record of remembrance and service is with Bab at every moment. Just as in your world, you have many facilities for keeping records, so the Father has even more defined facilities than the scientific ones to keep your records, and these continue to work automatically. Whatever tasks the instruments of science carry out, they only function with light. The subtle, so Baba says, the instruments of science carry out the function with light. Now, Baba will compare this with the spirituality. The subtle region is of light. Now, Baba comes to the subtle region, the angelic world, where the the everything is made of light. The forms are made of light, soul is of light. The facilities that function with light are still facilities of matter, but the facilities of the subtle region are not of matter. Matter changes from sato to rajo to tamo. So matter, what are the properties of matter? Matter goes through these three stages, sato, rajo, and tamo. Matter also changes from sato, rajo, tamo. As the soul changes from sato to rajo to tamo, correspondingly, matter also changes from sato to rajo to tamo. At this time, the elements of matter are tamoguni. And this is why those facilities work one day, that is, facilities of science, work one day but don't work the next day. And there are plane crashes, helicopter crashes, etc., etc. Uh, So they don't work the next day. However, the facilities of the subtle region are beyond matter, and this is why they do not change. Now, the specialty of this angelic world or the subtle world is that the what happens that it is beyond matter. So therefore, they do not change, they do not fail, they are foolproof. Whenever you want and however you want, the subtle facilities constantly continue to carry out their tasks. This is why it is not a big thing for Bab Dada to see the records of all the children. It becomes difficult for all of you to look after the facilities. So Bab Dada is looking at the records of both remembrance and service because a balance of the two brings extra this one extra blessings. This is an important point Baba brought out, that balance of the two, balance of the two, that is service and remembrance, brings you extra blessing. You make time for service, but you sometimes use more time for service than for your general discipline. You use your time in doing service is a very good thing, and you also receive power from doing service. And because of being busy in doing service, you are also protected from many small things. Bab Dada is pleased to see the children's service and he surrenders himself to your courage. However, if there is any service that causes the slightest block in your remembrance and progress, then the time for that should be reduced. For instance, when you stay awake till midnight or 1 a.m., your Amrit Vela will not be fresh. You sit according to a discipline, but if your Amrit Vela is not powerful, a difference is created in your remembrance and service throughout the day. It takes time to make plans for service and to put those plans into a practical form. So then, instead of going to sleep at midnight, cut that down and go to sleep at 11 p.m. Ram Dada is telling us the ways and means to how to strike a balance between service and Amrit Vela or remembrance. The 1 hour you cut down that gave rest to your body will enable you to have good Amrit Vela, and your intellect will also remain fresh. Otherwise, your conscience will bite you that you are doing service, but that your chart of remembrance is not what it should be. When you repeatedly think that someone is not as it should be, then it is not happening in that way. Then, because of that thought, your intellect doesn't stay fresh. However, when your intellect is fresh, you can then do 2 to 3 hours of work in 1 hour with a fresh intellect. This is this beauty of the fresh intellect. You know, intellect is like a sword which or like a wood cutter. You can cut wood. The axe, sharp axe. Fresh intellect is like a sharp axe. You can cut more wood in less time. Similarly, the fresh intellect, with fresh intellect, one can do 2 to 3 hours of work in 1 hour. The intense speed is there. So you experience something taking longer time because of a tired intellect. Do you not? However, the fresher your intellect remains physically as well as spiritually. So, there are two aspects of fresh intellect. One is physical and as well as spiritual dimension. With double freshness, 1 hour's work can be done in half an hour. You have 100% improvement in productivity through the fresh intellect. And these two dimensions we shall churn on today. What does Baba mean by physical and spiritual freshness of intellect? Okay. So 1 hour's work can be done in half an hour. Therefore, always pay attention to your daily timetable so that you have a fresh intellect. So where when there is a requirement of rest, one must rest, give enough rest to the body as well as mind. So the timetable, daily timetable helps. Let there not be the habit of sleeping too much, but however much time you feel is necessary for your body, definitely pay attention to giving it that much rest. If sometimes when there is a chance to do a particular type of service, you have late nights 2 or 4 times in a month or 2 months, that is a different matter once in a while. But if your body is always tired, then that creates a difference in your remembrance. You make a program for service, then you have to have 4 hours of it, and you make that time. In the same way, think that you definitely have to make time for remembrance too. Definitely, you have to make time for remembrance too. So, consider this to be an essential and make your program in this way. Don't be lazy, but definitely give your body rest. I'll continue to move along with this method because day by day the time is coming. This is a method Baba giving us to strike a balance between, you know, rest and, you know, being a guest, being in remembrance. You might think, okay, let this 1 year's project be completed and we will then take a rest and put everything right. Then we will increase remembrance at that time. However, the projects for service are newer by the day and getting bigger day by day. Therefore, always keep a balance. Always keep a balance. That's Baba is bringing out loud and clear. Let your Amrit Vela be fresh and do that same work at the right time, and you will then receive extra blessings from the Father by striking a balance. The soul receives extra blessings. Then, because your intellect is fresh, you will be able to do the work very quickly and successfully. There will be intense speed as well as success. Do you understand? So Baba is bringing out just one more para we'll take before we. So Baba is seeing that you children have a lot of enthusiasm, and this is why you don't even think about your bodies. You are moving forward with zeal and enthusiasm. Baba likes it when you move forward. Nevertheless, a balance is definitely needed. You may continue to do it and continue to move along, but when you sometimes have a lot of work to do, then because your intellect is already tired, you are unable to do as much as you want. Secondly, because you have a lot of work to do, when there is the slightest upheaval caused by anyone due to any reason, then because of tiredness, very important point I was bringing out, is also an irritation, and this reduces your happiness. Generally, you are fine internally, you are receiving the power of service, you are experiencing happiness, but yet your body is still old, is it not? Therefore, do not get into too much. Don't get into too much. That is also a point. Subtle manner Baba is bringing out. Keep a balance. Your tiredness should not affect your chart of remembrance. No matter how busy you are doing service, no matter how busy you are, the special way to finish tiredness is definitely to take time out for 1 minute of powerful remembrance every 1 hour. Every hour. It is very important to take out time for 1 hour of remembrance in every 1 or 2 hours. For instance, when someone is physically weak, then in order to energize him physically, doctors give him medicine or a glucose to boost his energy every 2 hours. You have to make time to take that medicine, do you not? So every now and then make time to have powerful remembrance for 1 or 2 minutes because all the vitamins A, B, and C, A for Atma, B for Baba, and C for connection, these are the spiritual vitamins, are included in that. Om Shanti. Let's take 1 minute break or a pause where we shall churn internally and then share. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So, moving forward, this is a churning phase or the sharing phase where we can share. Anyone would like to bring out any aspect or any, points which touched one's heart, can bring out. Om Shanti. Like Baba
Om,
brought out, no? Yeah, yeah, please, Kalpesh bhai.
Om Shanti, and you and family. But yeah, one aspect again that when certain times it happens, I also experience that our mind and body are very tired and don't want to do the job. But when there is it's this remembering as a traffic control that we are using. So when remember, it continues, we remember that Father. So it sustains, our energy sustains. Any energy is maintained, so we are not feeling of tiredness. And another aspect also is that when there is tiredness, you take break, rest, certain while, remember Baba, then you will always normalize. And then again, go for women's work. So that got a point. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Baba. Thank you, Kalpesh bhai, for bringing out very beautiful point. Om Shanti.
Yeah, Om Shanti. So, very very good point that Baba said the whole timetable how it has to go, and from Amrita Vela. So how we have to make our Amrita Vela powerful, because the Amrita Vela is connected to all other, schedules that we have during the day. So we need to make plan accordingly. So Baba says at least everything we should wind up by 11, and then give time for sleep, and then that will energize the intellect. So when we are able to do a powerful Amrita Vela, then the day, right, rest of the schedule, everything will complete faster, because in order to have a fresh intellect is very important. So Amrita Vela is the time to make our intellect fresh or make it powerful, right? And Baba also said that every 1 or 2 hours we have to have a powerful remembrance. So between when we are doing the work. So it is often, I also feel like, when I'm in the middle of something, I feel like completing, and then I'm still doing that, completing the work, and then doing the remembrance. But, by the time I complete the work, and there'll be, just like Baba said, something else will come up, right? So that happens. Something else will come up, and the mind will get diverted to that, and then slowly, that remembrance may not happen. So even I push this traffic control sometimes when, in the middle of something. So this is something that I'm trying, or I'm working on to, stick to it, and then do it when the time demands.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah,
Very
thank
good.
you.
Very nice. Very beautiful. Yes, Baba knows children very well. And even I also have this kind of a kind thinking. I take a project and then I make sure that it gets completed. And in the process, sometimes I also miss out connecting, that maintaining the link of remembrance with the Father. So this is a takeaway for me as well. Thank you for bringing that out, Shanti. Uh, Meanwhile, I'll just read out the text chat box where beautiful sharings have been done by the Divine Family members. Ami Ben has shared, Karavanhar is making me act. I am just an instrument. Yeah, that's a wonderful, elevating, powerful switch words, you can say. The moment I am in this awareness, I just get lifted up. Who's making me act? And I'm whose instrument? Who's playing me? Who's playing me? The instrument. The best, uh, the musician, or you can say best artist. Do not give service priority over remembrance. Yeah, Abda says, both needs a balance. Balance. No one is prior than other. It's basically both should coexist, like equilibrium. Fresh Amrit Vela is equal to powerful day. Yes, Amrit Vela is a foundation of the day. Amrit Vela, one attains the capital, one receives the capital, and that capital is invested throughout the day for more investments. Every 1 to 2 hours, take 1 minute of powerful remembrance. This is spiritual energy medicine. Yeah, thank you, Amiben, for bringing that beautiful the points in a beautiful manner. It's energy medicine, or you can say energy glucose bottle, which we get the boost or the energy drink, spiritual energy drink. Om Shanti. Anyone else can also share? We had seen during the reading session there were two things. The fresh intellect is of two dimensions. One is physical and the other one is spiritual. Any sharing on that? Any
Om
thoughts?
Shanti.
Om
Uh,
Shanti, Jaban.
you
How's your
know
throat?
what?
How's your throat?
No, no, that's okay. The fever and all is still there. That's okay.
Take care. Take care.
Because I just returned from Madhuban.
Oh,
Mm, the
what we are actually today, Baba is going, it's such a very deep, deep subject, let me tell you. First of all, see, the aim of this knowledge must see Baba, as Ami Ben has said, Baba has made us instruments. That's the first thing we have to do. And if the instrument is not sharpened, if the instrument is not ready, or the instrument does not succumb to the person who has created it, it's not going to do any work. It's like they say, no, the woodcutter should sharpen his axe every day if he wants to cut the wood from the tree. So for does Baba want to do that? Because he knows he is not going to get anything by it. The reward is going to be the world. So through us, Baba wants to get this done. That's why every part of the child system, be it the mind, be it the body, be it the intellect, he wants it to do. So I was just thinking, what do you do to sharpen the intellect? Because mind, we know, we have heard about traffic controls, we have heard about silencing the mind, we have heard about how to make the mind clear, but in sabka jo basis hai, it is divya buddhi. He is the judge. So if the judge itself is not able to balance and do the job very well, what can the body do, or what can the mind do? So that is why Baba today has given such a thing. So, for example, if you need a shrewd intellect, when we are young, they used to say, if you have this kind of vegetables and all, your buddhi will work clearly. That is, clarity will be there. Or we used to play these IQ games, I remember from high sync. So if those IQ games, why do they practice? Or even Sudoku, why do they practice? Because it is to increase the power of the intellect, to make it really functional, to make it really clear. So there are, if you see Mumbai, there are so many of this. Like I just remember reading some time back, reverse thinking technique that also will work, it seems. I was wondering, what is it? Like to bring the solution even before the problem, not to wait for the solution to happen, or even how to recall daily, because that's the job of the intellect. So I was just reading a few things over here, and that's one thing which even Baba speaks in the Murli is challenge comfort. Never even, that brings about laziness. So there are a number of this. But today, when Bab Dada has said, I just said, how Baba should I really make this intellect? I think only one option could I get is Divyata. Everything else is available in this world. But if that connection of him is just sharpened and kept and exposed to the sunlight, that is the source Shiv Baba, that is just one way I could think in the Murli. I couldn't think more. And both this, they say, mind charge, body charge, mind charge, body charge. Now, this Baba is saying even your intellect should be charged, so that your remembrance again is coming back to that same thing, remembrance. So many techniques Baba has given. So I think really I would sometimes love to speak to a psychologist in this, to know there are so many techniques. Is there any spiritual psychologist who could throw some light on this?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's I
We'll
need
do.
a, yeah, that would be nice, I just thought, but this is very little which I could take from my mind about
Yeah.
this Buddhi Om Shanti.
Thank you, Girjaben, for bringing out such good points which we can churn on. Yes, like vitamins we have, and I would request other members also to share. I'll just share one reflection that while we have vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and etc. for our body well-being, body health, we also have vitamins, spiritual vitamins. Baba spoke about spiritual vitamins A, B, C, D. A is Atma, Atmic awareness that I am a soul. Mm. And there's a book, Atomic Habits, by some author, I don't remember. And this book brings out the habits which make one, you know, uh, very powerful. And similarly, Baba is bringing out Atmic awareness. I am a soul, मैं आत्मा हूँ. हाँ, शरीर मेरा है, but मैं शरीर नहीं हूँ, मैं आत्मा हूँ. So B is for Baba. Baba, remembrance of Baba or feeling in company of Baba. That is vitamin B. Then C is connection, care, connection and care, share and inspire. Once we are connected with the Supreme, then we feel all the relationships, all attainments through the one, the Supreme, and then we can care, share, and inspire others as well through that powers and attainments. And then Baba, yeah, James Clear. Thank you, Pramila Ben. That's a powerful book. And but you see, the Avect Murlis are like every line is one book. You can say it's so powerful. Then D is divinity, as Gijapan also brought out the divinity, the divita. I am who am I? I am an eternal, original creation, the first creation, as brought out in the just a day back the Vyakt Murli. I am the first and the eternal creation of God. So that's the divinity, and I'm a divine soul. And then second is discipline. But without discipline, Baba brought out timetable. The timetable is nothing but disciplining your, making a budget of your time. Time should not get wasted. Time is very valuable, very, very valuable resource, limited resource. So these are the few vitamins which I could think about. This could be a homework. A to Z, A to Z. We can list out these vitamins and then apply them in our spiritual progress. Spiritual vitamins A, B, C, D, E, F, G up to Z, so that we can share in our group what we can think of these alphabets. Uh,
Oh
you know,
my, just one vitamin,
yeah.
E and Z, zeal and enthusiasm, which he
Yes,
often
yes.
speaks. Z
Very
and
good.
you said Z, suddenly I thought zeal and
Fantastic.
enthusiasm.
Fantastic, fantastic. This is how, this is what this to make the intellect, divine intellect, sharpen the intellect. These are the exercises when we churn on
E
to
for
recharge
economy.
our. Yeah, E for economy. Yes, absolutely. Once we are economizing our, the efforts, we should be very careful where we should spend energy, where we should not spend, because energy is also, limited. We are getting it only through Amrit Vela or the to remembrance, and the rest of the time we are spending that energy. So B can also stand for blessings, Baba's blessings, Baba and his blessings. If we take it, so these are just points for journey. The one more thing Baba brought out is a happiness index. Any thought on that? Baba brought out this. What is the significance of while doing any work, the heart should be happy.
That's what
Eh,
Baba said is you
mm.
become tired because you have no zeal because and there is nothing in your heart. But a happy heart will cross all these tiredness and it'll make
Yeah,
you move forward. That's the
absolutely.
thing. Happy, you
You
should
know,
do things happily, not compulsion or duty.
yes, yes. In Fauj, in military, we say duty watch. This person who's a mundane task from say he will report at 8 and then he'll be working till 1 or something, and then he will hand over to the another that watch to another one, his successor. Then that person will also the duty, and all 30 or 31 days he will do the same duty. So it becomes a duty watch. That word is very popular in military or even in some sectors where it's a mundane task. Uh, so that Baba says that duty watch is like kind of a compulsion that you are doing through the majburi, yes. But that majburi will make one mazdur, isn't it? Some Murli brought this also out. Majbur becomes mazdur. So Baba says you are not mazdur. We are the heirs. We are the righteous adhikari atma. So we need to take care of that whenever we're doing any task, whether it's out of compulsion we're doing, just for the sake of it, we are doing because we have to do, nobody else is there to do. No, I am the chosen one. Who has chosen me to do this work? The Supreme Almighty Authority. And through this, I am just an instrument. He is the doer. Since he is doing it, he cannot do any simple thing. He will do always out of the world. World class. He'll do it. So that's the awareness, right awareness. So any more thought? We just because we shall pick up now a 1 minute meditation, and then we also have tomorrow Murli, also second day Murli of the same Murli, second part. Let's all be seated in the seat of awareness. A, vitamin A, awareness, atmic awareness, atomic awareness. I am the indestructible soul, just like an atom.
Yeah. Can I share? F is focus.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, F is focus. So, we'll all share. Rakiben has, I think we have a group, no? In that we can share, and then we'll assemble them, stitch them together in kind of a garland, and then we shall share. So, everyone, please share any alphabet which you can think of, which is coming into your mind.
Yeah, one thing I will do, I will make a tool of it,
Yeah,
and you have to choose.
yeah,
It will change our emotions.
yeah.
It's a
These
very
are called
easy
switch
for us.
words. Switch
Yeah,
words.
I will make you fun, like a game. Okay.
Yes, yes. Yes. Thank you,
Om
Kalpesh
Shanti.
bhai. And also your name also you can like KLPSH. So you can know what is your personality through these spiritual
Yeah,
dictionary. That
yeah,
K for kingdom, uh, A for
yeah, yeah,
awareness, atmic awareness. That way. Okay. So
yeah.
just do a
Great,
small
great,
short
Deepak.
meditation. So let's be seated in this spiritual seat. Ah, it's not a corporeal seat. It's not made of matter. This seat is an elevated seat. It's a, you know, Raj Gaddi, royal seat, self sovereignty seat, seat of self sovereignty. I, the soul, a divine soul, seated on this seat of unlimited kingdom, the eternal kingdom, the original kingdom, which the Almighty created for me, full of happiness, full of joy, enthusiasm. Every moment is a festival, every moment is a celebration, bondage free, uh, tireless stage, intense speed and impact, which doesn't recognize any boundaries, doesn't recognize any limitations. It's unlimited. I am in the company of the Supreme Father, my Supreme Father, the Almighty Authority. I am feeling refreshed every moment. I am doing it as an instrument, a doer. The Almighty is doing it through me. My heart is full of happiness, zeal, and enthusiasm. I am looking, I've got the divine eyes to look at this world with a new perspective, new dimensions. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Over to you, Amiben. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Mumbai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.